How long do you think it'll be before we go from no kitties to at least one kitty? Hmm. All right, so hello, folks. Apparently, I failed to start the camera again when I started the work. So now I have to repeat everything I said and discuss this. Plus, it's already started. My apologies. Anyway. Anyway, so as you can see, we are taking our Toucan from the Saturday pen and pencil and ink to actual makeup. Okay, so this does do smearing. To the actual makeup, and actually having come in with part of it already done, there's going to be a few changes, and one of those changes is I am not going to be doing every last little detail on film. Like this one just got messed up. I did not intend for that. I wanted you to see me working on the undercoat, but that's fine. We'll talk about it. So as you can see, we're making a few changes, visual changes. First of all, you're going to be a little further back. One of the things that I noticed was a problem working before was that having you really close often proved to be difficult to keep the camera angle where you guys could see what I was doing all the time. So you're going to be further away, which means you'll also be able to see some of the makeup as I work with it instead of me having to fight to get the makeup in there. It is right there. With the closer screen, it was harder to set up the makeup so you could see what I was using and where it was going. The second thing is there will be, I want to make these a little shorter. You guys don't need to be here for hours and hours. And even when I trim most of the unnecessaries out, I've noticed that these videos get quite long. Most of them are 45 minutes to an hour. There are ways that I could probably go ahead and bring that down. But one of the ways I'm going to do that is by not talking so much. Most of my talking will be primarily to tell you what I'm doing. So, like when I started this and didn't film, I was explaining that this blue was an undercoat because I am experimenting with techniques used in other art, particularly in pastels. I've been doing some reading to get an idea with the pastels of how pastels work. I think the makeup most closely resembles pastel in the fact that it's kind of powdery. So I've been doing some reading in pastels, just got started, just got a little bit of reading done. And as I play around with these techniques and things, I will probably bring them forward and tell you about them. So I initially started with this undercoat of blue, and I am now working with kind of a color blocking, putting the black over that, and we will be adding more layers on top to get more color and all of that. I went a little too far down on this guy, but that's fine. None of my sketches end up anything looking much like the original pictures anyway. They say just do what you see. Well, I tried. So that's another thing is that, like I said, in the future, there will be less talking. I'll probably come in and say hi and all of that stuff, but there will be less talking through the video. One of the other things I'm doing that you'll see some of as we go on. Oh, I should have started with that color. Oh well. Hi, baby. Can you just sit? Just sit. No, 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 no. Just sit. Yeah, go look at the birds. No? Okay. One of the other things that I'm doing is I'm experimenting with papers. And this paper is a sanded, let me look at this again. This is the UArt Premium Sanded Pastel paper. This is actually a fairly expensive paper, so I actually also have coming in some regular sandpaper. And we'll be experimenting with papers, but at any rate, I have, you'll see coming up, if you come, for those of you who have been coming for the art, there have not been many of you, which is fine. I'm just doing my thing. But for, on Saturday, I am going to be working on a bee. And he is going to be done on a woven cotton paper. So, yeah, I'm experimenting with different papers. I have a watercolor paper I eventually intend to do. I have a fourth project. The regular sandpaper that's coming in this evening, I intend to move my witch's hat to. Now see, this paper is much like the heavyweight drawing paper I've been using, in that the excess is sticking to this outer edge. Yeah, it doesn't clean up. So at $4.50 a pop, I can just use my heavyweight drawing paper and get this same kind of result. I don't find this, I think I said that I am trying to treat my makeup kind of like pastels. But they're not pastels, so there's going to be certain things about it that's different. And if I'm going to get this kind of mess on the edge with expensive paper, I might as well stick to cheaper paper, right? This one is 400 grade paper. The papers I have coming in run 60 to 600, I think, so I'll be playing around with those and see what does best. I did notice on the woven paper, and you'll see it too, that the when I blow like that, the excess does not stick to the edges like this. That one will require much less cleanup than obviously this one or anything on my heavyweight multimedia drawing paper that I was using in the notebooks that I was using previously. So, yeah, that's an interesting thing. I might end up liking a lower grade of the sandpaper, which would have the texture to cling, to make my makeup cling. But not get me all of this stuff on the outer edge. I'm now concerned about how to do the yellow. This is interesting. The way this is working out is very interesting. The only other downside to this paper, other than the cost, is the fact that I will now have to find a makeup shade that matches it, that I can put over these edges, and hopefully that will help with the application. So we're going to try this eraser. See if it actually erases. I don't think that helped much. It helped a little. Let's see if our standard rubber eraser does any better. Okay. Really? Get your paws up. Alright, so after testing out the two erasers, we'll have to use the rubber eraser. The other one doesn't seem to work the way it was advertised, at least not for my work. And Girly decided to leave. We had a contest of wills. She got fed up with me and left. But anyway, back to the erasers. What I'm going to have to do is make sure to clean up after every session. Geez, can't even talk when I'm talking here. Trying to remember all the things. So we talked about distance and talked about less talk, which I'm not doing very good at right now, but there will be less talk soon. The other thing, so the other thing I'm going to do, I swear I should keep bullet points because I don't remember everything all the time. But the other thing I'm going to do is in between sessions, I am going to go ahead and work on things because you guys don't need to see every little last moment of me working on something. So, wherever we end here tonight on this, the next time we come back, it may be further along. I am just trying to reduce how much time you guys have to put up with me. Although if you're here, I suppose you're putting up with me for reasons. But yeah, I'm going to be doing what I can to bring things down in terms of time, not just in the length of the videos themselves, but how long we spend on one piece. Most of the people who do stuff on here get one piece done in one sitting, and I don't see myself doing that. I would have to take so much footage, and then I would have to compress it so much that that's just, I don't think that that's something that's going to be doable for me in particular. So I do like my color pop black, but I'm going to experiment with this Nomad black. This is in a palette that got a lot of flack, for which I'm sad, but I also understood. And it was discontinued very, very quickly. They went ahead and sold off their stock on it and never restocked it. And I think their plan was to keep it. Yeah, this was their Shanghai, their Shanghai palette. And there were a lot of people who felt that this palette disrespected that particular, you know, the Chinese culture, particularly in the way some of the colors were presented and things like that. So it's a discontinued palette. It's a good palette for up here. It is mostly neutrals on the non-shimmery side. That's a really nice block. I'm not surprised. It's Nomad. Nomad has some really good colors. But of course, I have already ordered and have coming in a complete palette that's going to be black, white, and a couple of silvers. That's it. I have plenty of golds everywhere. And I'm still using that press method, mostly. I think this sandpaper, this 400 grade, is kicking up more dust than my drawing paper did. I feel like these colors are not... I saw a video of an artist on here who uses pastels. It's because of him that I decided to give regular sandpaper a try. And the way the pastels clung to the paper was really, really neat. So I'm a little disappointed. I mean, I shouldn't be. But I'm a little disappointed that I'm not getting the same saturation level, even with the layers. I don't think I like this paper. Which is kind of sad. This shit was expensive. The pack I got was like 45 bucks. And I have another artist I can give it to. I don't know how she would feel about using it. I don't know if she uses any paints or anything like that that might prove interesting on this. But I am not happy with how this is going. So far, I think I like the woven paper better. Because this is just, the color isn't building up the way I want it to. It's still looking really patchy. For comparison, this is patchy too. But I really feel like this came out a bit more saturated where I needed it to be more saturated. I don't know. What do you guys think? You have to let me know. I have noticed that I will sometimes see things in front of me that look very different in the camera. some of that probably comes from seeing all the damn flaws. So I'm already working some pen in. Oh, that's just weird. Okay, folks, that it feels weird and it's scratchy. And the pen definitely is not showing up the way I would like it to. I did decide to use a slightly larger pen tip than usual. That is strange. I'm sorry, that feels so strange. It feels so strange. Anyway, one of the reasons I'm doing this is because I think I've mentioned before the way this has to go because of all the smearing. It's one of the things I did learn from the heavyweight paper. Because of all the smearing, I pretty much have to get most of a section done before I move on. Is this done? No, but we're working on getting it there. There may be some other things that I add later. Uh-oh, the pen is not penning. There it is. Now we're going to try our white gel pen, which is probably going to have an even harder time. Oh, no, she's showing up a little bit anyway. Oh, now that's an interesting effect. Pretty close to what I needed it to do. See, that's the other thing when I'm doing this and I'm doing my blending, it takes the color right off. Well. So this will end up being a very short video because I'm not going to keep working on this paper. I don't like it. I really don't like it. It is worse than the drawing paper. So that was an expensive mistake. Expensive mistake. Oh man, I don't like that at all. What a mess. I mean, really, that is a mess. It does clean up in a somewhat streaky sort of way. Took me a bit to find a color. Hold on. Okay, so it took me a bit to find a color that matches this relatively to see if a cleanup is possible. I'm probably not going to keep this particular paper anyway, but All right, so from what I am seeing, it sort of cleans up. But if I get too close to the edge and go outward like this, it drags that color with it. While at the same time, if there's color deep in there, that deep color is harder. Like if there's a line or something, like this line, it's harder to cover. Okay, so yeah, I think this paper is going to go to my granddaughter, expensive as it is, because I'm not happy. I don't like it. I don't like it. So I think for me, I wonder how a glitter would do on here. Since we're playing around. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, I wouldn't say terrible. Okay, so the glitters do better brushed on a texture like this. Yeah, definitely better brushed. Now, fortunately, the sandpaper stuff I got was pretty cheap. So the glitter clings better to this sandpaper than it does to the other paper. I haven't tried the glitter on a on the woven yet. We aren't there yet. I'm real happy with the way the one on the woven paper is coming out. But yeah, this is a no for me. I think what I will do, the package of sandpapers, like I said, there's multiple grades of sandpaper in there. And some go to 600 and some are down to 60, I think is the other one. So I think I will take a couple of those and experiment with them through the next week and play with them and see how the makeup appears, so that I can pick the one that would be easiest or best for me to work on. And I think that would give me an idea of the textures that work best for my makeup medium, which, like I said, I've been comparing them to pastels, but pastel works on this paper beautifully. My makeup, not so much. So, as we have seen, we have proved that makeup is not a pastel. We're going to go on from there. I'm going to give the rest of this paper to my granddaughter, and so she's going to have something new to play with. And I will, like I said, I will explore the sandpapers coming in, and the next time you see me, I will have my Toucan restarted. Toucan? It always sounds weird when I say it. But anyway, I will have him restarted, and I will have part of his head already colored, so you don't have to watch all that again. And we will go from there. And that'll give me an idea of the grade of sandpaper that works for me. I think. That works for my particular thing. I would love it if I could find a sandpaper that works like the woven paper, because the woven paper is doing beautifully. It is working much better than the heavyweight drawing paper, and it definitely works better than this mess. I'm very disappointed, particularly for the price, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, you'll have to let me know what you think down below, and I hope you'll go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you have a good rest of your week, and we shall see you later. Bye.